pretty cool video. We have match 1, game 1 from our Shimmering Skies Story Championships. I have the match against Jovanni versus Oz. They rolled high and Oz got on the play. Right here, they are doing their first hand. Jovanni is playing a Amber Steel deck, and Oz is playing an Emerald Steel deck. Oz puts back 2, and Jovanni keeps his starting 7. Jovanni cuts, and we start the game. Oz goes ahead and inks a Muses and passes the turn to Jovanni. Jovanni draws, inks a Robin Hood Beloved Outlaw, and plays a Daisy Duck Donald's Date. And passes turn. Oz draws, inks a Morph, and go ahead and exerts his 2 ink to play an Ursula Deceiver. Jovanni reveals his hand. Oz gets to pick a song from Jovanni's hand, and he has to discard it. Lucky for Jovanni, he did not have any songs, so nothing will be discarded, and Oz passes turn. Jovanni readies, draws, inks another Robin Hood Beloved Outlaw, exerts 1 to play a Lilo, and exerts another 1 to play a Robin Hood Beloved Outlaw, and he quests for 2 with Daisy. Daisy's ability triggers. Oz reveals an Ursula, Deceiver of All, and it goes into his hand. Jovanni passes turn. Oz draws for turn. Inks Ursula, Deceiver. Exerts all 3 of his ink for an Ursula, Deceiver of All, and Oz passes turn. Jovanni readies, draws for turn. Inks a Queen. Exerts 2 for a Piglet Pooh Pirate Captain. He then quests for 5 with a Daisy, a Lilo, a Robin Hood. Daisy triggers. Gives Oz a Beast Tragic Hero. This puts Jovanni at 7 lore. He passes the turn. Oz readies, draws for turn. He challenges Lilo with his Ursula Deceiver. He did put it into the discard, which was a misplay on his part. He could have kept that with 1 damage on it. Oz then uses Ursula Deceiver of All to sing Let the Storm Rage On, targeting both Robin Hood and Piglet. Ursula does allow it to be replayed, and then he will draw 2 cards off of Let the Storm Rage On, and then he puts Storm Rage On at the bottom of his deck. Oz then inks an Ursula Deceiver of All. He exerts 3 and plays a Diablo Devoted Herald. Exerts 1 more and plays a Hidden Cove location. Passes the turn to Jovanni. Jovanni readies everything. Draws for turn. He inks a Benja. Exerts 2 ink and plays a Bare Necessities. Oz drops his hand to show Jovanni. Oz has all characters in his hand, so he does not have to discard. Jovanni exerts 2 more and plays a Sleepy Flute. And he quests for 2 with Daisy. Her ability will trigger, and Jovanni is at 9 lore now. Oz reveals a Morph, so it goes into his hand. Jovanni passes turn. Oz readies, sings Let the Storm Rage On with Ursula, gets rid of Jovanni's Daisy. There's no other target for the Let the Storm Rage On, but he will still draw 2 cards off of it. He bottoms it because of Ursula's ability. He inks an Ursula, Deceiver of All, putting 5 ink into as well. He exerts all 5 and plays Beast Tragic Hero. He quests with Diablo, putting him on the board for 1. Then he passes turn. Jovanni is at 9 lore. Oz is at 1 lore. Jovanni readies, draws. Oz draws off of Diablo's ability. Jovanni exerts 2 and plays another Piglet, then passes. Oz readies his characters, draws. He inks a Morph. Exerts 3, plays another Diablo. Exerts 3 more, and plays a Prince John, greediest of all. He then sings, removing Jovanni's Piglet. Oz quests for 2, putting him at 3, and he passes. Jovanni draws and inks a Rapunzel, gifted with healing. He exerts 5 and plays a Queen. He passes turn. Oz draws for turn, readies everything. Sings We Don't Talk About Bruno with Tragic Beast, targeting Jovanni's Queen, bouncing it back to his hand. Jovanni then has no cards in hand, so he has to discard the Queen that was just bounced. Oz draws a card off of Prince John because Jovanni discarded a card. Oz inks, exerts 3, playing another Prince John. Exerts another 3, playing another Ursula, Deceiver of All. He quests for 5, putting him at 9 lore, and passes turn. Lore count is 9 Jovanni, 9 Oz. Jovanni readies, draws. Oz draws off of his Diablo. Jovanni plays a Bare Necessities. Oz reveals his hand. There's one song, which is Sudden Chill, and he discards it to Bare Necessities. Jovanni passes. Oz readies. Counts up his lore, putting him at 18. And they decide to go to game 2.